Hi, everybody. It's Friday. There is chaos going on in my house right now. I don't know what's going on in your house, but my daughter's home from school. She doesn't have school today. We have the inspector here looking at the new solar panels on our house. The dog is going crazy. My husband's stomping around all over the place. So if you hear chaos going on in the background, that's all right. We're just going to roll with it today. So, today we are going to talk about one of my favorite topics to help people with, which is how to find more time. Because I hear all the time, no pun intended, I hear all the time from people, from my clients that I work with, and just my friends, women in general, that they don't have time to take care of themselves. And this makes me really sad because I always joke, I'm like, Beyonce has the same numbers of the same hours in her day that we do. Granted, Beyonce has help, probably. I'm guessing she probably has people like helping with her kids and probably has a personal trainer and a cook and all that stuff. But either way, she gets a lot of stuff done. And if she can do it, we can do it. Okay. So I think the biggest thing is figuring out how to make sure that you are living by your priorities. All right. So one of the things that you're going to do today is you're going to figure out what your rocks are. And if you've ever done this activity, I meant to grab a bunch of like sand and pebbles and stuff today and actually show it to you, but I didn't. So this is what we're gonna imagine this. But if you imagine that you have a bunch of big rocks and then some medium-sized pebbles and then a bunch of sand, and you're trying to get them all into a jar or a bucket. If you put the sand in first, and then you try and shove the pebbles in, and then you try and shove the big rocks in, it's not going to fit. So we have to put the bigger rocks in the jar first, then you put the pebbles in, and then you can pour the sand in. And so in our life, it's the same way. The big rocks that you put in first, those are your priorities. Those are things like family, work, self care, whatever those things are for you. Maybe, if you're a runner, maybe running is one of those. Maybe walking your dog is one. My dog loves to come over. She's right here. See? Yep, she's down there. So, she loves to come over when I'm on video because she's like, oh, you're talking about me. Anyway, you're going to put in your priorities first. And then the pebbles are the things that are like not as much of a priority, but things that like are kind of still on your to-do list. Maybe stuff like laundry, grocery shopping. Those aren't like major priorities, but they still need to get done. And then the sand is all the stuff extra. Oh, thanks, Jen. Jen says it's a great analogy. I use this often when teaching. Yeah, I used this. We did this as an activity in the high school too. So I love this. So I would love for you all today to figure out what your priorities are. So sit down, figure out what your priorities are. If you want to do some rock art, I brought some of my favorite rocks. So I have a heart rock. I have a heart rock collection. This is one of my favorite little heart rocks that I have here. This is actually like a really good heart rock. And then this is some of the rock art that I did during the pandemic. I made a little mandala there. But one of the things that you can do if you want to do like a bonus thing is to actually find some rocks and write down, get a Sharpie, get a paint pen, something like that, and write down what your priorities are on those rocks and then put them somewhere where you can see them every day. And then if you need that reminder, like you can pick up the rock and you can be like, oh yes, I need to remember that I need to do some self-care today. What does that look like? Am I going to do some breathing? Am I going to go take a walk? Am I going to go, whatever it is that you're doing for self-care for that day? Do I need to spend more time with my family? Maybe instead of watching TV together, maybe we can actually like play a game or something where we're interacting. So kind of figuring out what your priorities are. The other thing I wanted to share with you all that I'm really excited about is I am just finishing up a time strategies course. It's called Mapping Your Time. So it has some tips in there on how to like schedule your time. It has some ways to build a morning routine, which I think is super, super helpful for self-care and just starting your day off on the right foot. And I'm going to have that, hopefully, fingers crossed that I get all the tech stuff figured out, but I'm going to hopefully have that ready for purchase on Valentine's Day. I'm going to do a little Valentine's Day sale. So for those of you that feel like you don't have a lot of time in your day and you need help getting more time in your day, that would be a great, easy way. I had some people test it back in January, and one of the guys that went through it is a school counselor. I know him through school counseling, and he said that he was like, oh my gosh, I would pay like $80 for this, but I'm not charging that much. So it's going to be quite a bit less than that because I want you all to have some time. So anyway, so I would love to hear when you all know what your priorities are, what your rocks are, I would love to hear what they are. And then if you decide to do any of the rock art, send pictures of those to me. I love seeing the pictures. So you can put them in the comments here, what your rocks are, your priorities are for the day, not for the day, for your life. Um, and I will share mine with you as well. So I'm going to put those in the comments after we get off of here. And as always, if you are interested in checking out and learning more about the work that I do, the 10-week coaching program that I do, I would love to hop on a call with you and just share that information, find out what you're working on, see how I can support you. I do a lot of time structures in that program to help you find time for self-care. And then we also work on a bunch of other things around healthy habits and getting to know yourself more, bringing more nature practices in, learning a bunch of different tips and techniques for the nervous system. I had one client recently tell me that it was life-changing. That was like pretty awesome. So it was pretty exciting. So if you want to hop on a call, I would love to share with you what I do. And I've got some fun stuff coming up in March too that I'm excited to share with you all. So reach out, let me know what you want more of. I love hearing from you all. So let me know what you want more of, what do you want to learn more about? What do you need help with right now in like taking care of yourself? Don't tell me that you need the pandemic to be over. Can't help you with that. We all need that, right? But if there's things that I can help support you with, I would love to know more about that. So this has been really fun. Oh, don't forget. Don't forget that there is still a giveaway today. So my friend Tanya is putting together a beauty counter gift goodie bag type of thing with all sorts of different beauty counter products. If you've never used beauty counter, they're awesome. They do all this lobbying to Congress to get more strict beauty standards for like the stuff that we put on our face. So the US standards are in line with European standards because they're a lot stricter than we are about what chemicals they allow. So make sure that you post some stuff in the comments if you want to a chance to win a beauty counter little goodie bag. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Do something to pamper yourself this weekend. So come up with a pamper plan. That's the other part of your homework is come up with a pamper plan, something that you can do on Sunday to love yourself and to show yourself a little bit of love. So maybe that's like getting your kids to give you a pedicure or something. That would be a super bad pedicure probably. But anyway, figure that out. Share with me what you're going to do to pamper yourself on Sunday. Share with me your rock art, what your priorities are. And this has been awesome. I love you guys. You're the best. Have a great weekend.